Good morning, Manna fam. It is time for morning manna. Today is Friday. Thank goodness, thank God, it's finally Friday. Finally Friday. I got a word for you on this morning, for real, for real. You want to get this word this morning and you want to share this word this morning. I'm talking about this morning, part 5 in this series that I've been dealing with. Who told you you were black? Who told you you were black? Before I get into that, let's let our audience kind of gather. Let Facebook Live get our audience together. Then we're going to jump right into the word. I got a word for you on this morning. You know, I've been dealing with this whole thing that men matter, black men matter too. And I began it on Sunday in the message. And then each day this week, I've been adding to it in your devotion. And today I want to just put a exclamation point at the end of the sentence that we've been talking about and having a conversation and giving you devotions for your life, manna for you to eat. So this morning, I want to deal with this subject. Who told you? Who told you that you were black? Who told you that? Who told you that? Let's get another minute or two. Now, while we're waiting, let me tell you how we roll. This is how we roll with Manna Fam. This is your first time joining the Manna Fam morning manna that I give every morning about this time, 8 o'clock Central Time, Standard Time. Then this is how we like, let us know who you are so we can shout you out. We want you to put the hearts and the likes. We want you to give the comments. We want you to share, because we want the word to get out what we're doing. Don't be greedy. Don't just take it to yourself. Share. Even now, take it and share it now. Do a watch party even while we wait for the audience to get together. How was your week? Hope you had a great week. I had a wonderful week. We're in revival online at my church. And so we just had a great week. Tonight is going to be powerful as well. My son preaches tonight. I can't wait. But let's get into this word right now. It's going to be the text, the talk, and the takeaway. It's always going to be the text. Going to be a talk, then it's going to be a takeaway. The text today is this. The text is Genesis 3:11. Genesis 3:11. You have read it many times. I want you to hear it again for the first time. It says this. Who told you that you were naked? Who told you that? This is God talking to Adam, and he wants to know who told you that you were naked, Adam. You see, the fact is that God said to Adam, you are naked. Remember in Genesis 2:25, they said they were naked and not ashamed. That's what they said in 2:25. So what happened between Genesis 2:25 and Genesis 3:11? Satan jumped in and said, you're naked. Satan put a spin on it. And that spin changed everything. That spin changed everything. There are 4 things I want to get to you before I even get to the talk. Got to lay the groundwork. Got to set the table. 4 things I need to share with you. First thing is this. The Garden of Eden is located in Africa. That's where it was located. The Mesopotamia area that we often talk about is in Iraq and that kind of area during the Babylonian area. No, I need you to understand that the continental shelf was all together and earliest man was found in Africa. We always get that. And let me give you the background for that. Now, in Genesis 2:11, it tells you that. Havilah uses that word. That's where the location is, in Havilah. Now, when you move over to Genesis 10:7, it says Havilah again. Havilah is where the Hamitic people were. The Hamitic people. The Genesis 10 is the table of nations. In the table of nations, we find out where Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Those are the 3 nations that are then laid out. And then when we find that the Hamitic people, where Africans come from, were in Havilah. Havilah, that's where they were. That tells you, if Genesis 2 tells you that that's where it is, then it says something about the origin of the Garden of Eden. Hold on, hang in there. I need you to get this. So now, if the Garden of Eden is found in Africa, what does that tell you about first man? First man had to be found right there as well. So we get caught up into this, and the reason why that is important, because all men come out of Adam. Is that not right? Now, you need to grab a hold of the fact. The second thing you need to grab a hold of the fact is that we have a self-hatred of this color that God created. How do we get that? Because there was a spin put on it. A spin put on it with first man. So now, Bishop, now hold on. What are you saying here? Remember now, you cannot get color out of white. You only get color out of the darkest of all colors. From the darkest color, you get the rest of the colors. If you ever been to a Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever the case may be, wherever you go get paint, they take color to make everything else. And you look at a color chart, it always starts with the darkest color and goes the other way. Why is that important? Because if our color was given to us, first man, then there's no reason why we should be ashamed of that, because the enemy put a spin on it. Here's the third thing. Before I ever get to the talk, I need you to grab this. We have become ashamed of this color. Who told you you were black? Yeah, you're black. But the fact is that the enemy put a spin on it, and we've been hiding from it ever since. We've been hiding from this color because majority culture said, you black. And we've been hiding from it. How do we know that this self-hatred that we have, that's ingrained in us, we run from it from our hair? Alopecia. Alopecia is the inability to grow hair. Do you not know that young black girls in grade school suffer from alopecia more than anybody else? Why? Why? Come on, think about it. I'm not coming for weave. I'm just saying to you, if you are wearing it, why? Ask yourself the question, why? 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 It comes from I'm running from my original being. I'm running from that. Madam C.J. Walker did not do us any favors. Get that. Understand that. Because we are now discovering that fibroid tumors that mostly African American women have is a result of perms when they are preteens and teens. And those chemicals remain in the body over time and cause our women, more than any other women, to have fibroid tumors, to have them taken out their 40s and 50s. Come on now. Come on. Where did that come from? Where did this thing happen? Because we are running and hiding from the fact that we are black and that all that comes from that. I know you said, now Bishop, are you coming for stylists? No, I'm not coming for stylists. I'm not coming for weave. I'm not coming for anything like that. I need you to get, I haven't even gotten to my talk yet, but I got to lay the groundwork. But I need you to grab a hold of the fact that we're hiding. Who told you you were black? Yes, you're black. But the fact is that somebody told you that, and the majority culture told you that, and as a result of that, you then start looking at yourself and hiding from yourself. Okay, so now Bishop, now you talking about the ladies, yes. What is it that we love so about Beyonce? Yes, the queen. Yeah, I'm bringing her up, the B. I am. Why? Is it because her hair blows in the wind? Or because of the strong social justice stances that she takes and Jay-Z takes? I hope it's not because her hair blows in the wind. You see, you got to get a fact that who told us that we were black and that we are? Because just like Satan put a spin on it then, who told you were naked? Well, I'm telling you that because I need to put a spin on what God already did. My light is having fits over here. Let me turn this off here. Yeah, here we go. So I need you to get it. Still got to lay the groundwork here. The fact is that we are still running and hiding from that. Brothers, brothers, where we have a self-hatred and a self-destructive behavior. Therefore, we plant our seed anywhere because we don't love the seed that he gave us. I'll plant my seed anywhere and disregard my seed and not raise my seed the way because there is a dislike for myself, self-hatred. Who told you you were black? Who told you? Because who told you is the person who put a spin on it and told you that it was not of God, that is not something to be celebrated. Genesis 2:25 says they were naked and they were not ashamed. But when Satan put a spin on it, they became all of a sudden ashamed and try to hide from it. Come on, black people, quit hiding from what God has already called us to be. I ain't even got to the talk yet. Just laying the basis. Here's the fourth thing I need to get to you. The fourth thing is this. Do you realize as Christians, African American Christians, we're the only Christians that run around and say this: I'm a Christian before I'm black. Chinese folk never say, I'm a Christian before I'm Chinese. Italians never say, I'm a Christian before I'm Italian. Have you ever heard a white person say, I'm a Christian before I'm white? We're the only race that feel the need to denunciate and denounce our color. Who told us we were black? We're the only ones. And we always run to that. In Jesus, there's no bond, there's no servant, there's no slave, there's no free, there's no Jew, there's no Gentile. That scripture is talking about salvation and got nothing to do with culture. Got nothing to do with my ethnicity. Come on here. So, the fact that someone says this, put a spin on it so that we might be hating it. We live in a culture now that forever raises this issue and we hide from it. Therefore, when we try to address this issue, the norm is pushes back. Let me tell you this fifth and final thing. I said fourth. I done come with a fifth one before I get to the talk. I ain't even got to the talk yet. The fifth thing is this. The normative behavior, the normative look, a European look, a European behavior, or whatever that is set by the majority culture. Your oppressor always writes the history and sets the norm. The oppressor, whenever there is a conqueror, an army that goes in, a nation that goes in and conquers another, or comes to, like America, came and took over America, took it from Native Americans, brought us here to then build it up. The conqueror is the one who writes the history. The oppressed do not write the history. They do not set the norm. So even when you see today, when there's such a challenge, tear down these statues, tear down this. There's such a thing, oh, we can't do that. It is our norm. This is a part of, no, you wrote the history. You determined that this was the norm. I was oppressed. On top of that, you told me I was black and I should be ashamed. So when there's a rewriting of that, there's an uproar to the point that even some African Americans, when they hear it, out of their own self-hatred, push back at it. Now let me give you the talk. Let me give you the talk, because you got to get this talk and you got to share this. Here's the talk. 3 things I want you to do as a result of hearing this. One is stop looking at yourself through the lens of your enemy. Just stop. Just stop. Let's stop looking at yourself. Whether it's your complexion, whether it's your hair, whether it's how you do things, whether it's because you're so animated, what have you. Stop looking at yourself through the lens of your enemy. Here's the second thing. Stop looking at yourself through the lens of a lie. Know the truth. The truth, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. One of the things that we did all week long is I kept taking you to this book. My phone sits on the Bible. I keep taking you to this book because I need to ground you in the word. Read that word for yourself. Let me give it to you again. Genesis 3:10. Now they're ashamed, but in Genesis 2:25, they weren't. Somebody said something. Somebody twisted that thing. I laid it out for you where the Garden of Eden, where all men come from. You got to start with the darkest color, baby, to get everything else. And I think that color is black. But then here's the third thing. The third thing is this. Stop looking at yourself through the lens designed for suicide. Stop looking at yourself through the lens that is designed for suicide. What's your takeaway this morning? What's your takeaway this morning? It's this. Let's go back. Come on, James Brown. Have a seat right about here and tell us. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you, give you peace. Hey, share this manna. Get this manna out. Got a word for you on next Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. Bye now.